Hello StarCraft fans, this is FalconPaladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Walnut and NeNuXo on Orbital Shipyard. I was poking around in my settings and the music's been turned off for quite a while. Nobody complained about it, but I turned it back on. If you'd prefer these replays without music, then just let me know and I will get it reversed. Alright, in the bottom left of Orbital Shipyard, we have the red Terran or Protoss player. It is Walnut. What the heck, Terran? This is definitely Protoss. And in the top right of Orbital Shipyard, doing the extractor trick, is our blue Zerg player. It is NeNuXo. Alright, so a PvZ on Orbital Shipyard. Again, this can often just come down to disruptor play. Disruptor, a good unit in Legacy of the Void that does a lot of splash damage, 145 splash damage to units, and a lot of the ground units for Zerg are less than 145 hit points, so they disappear quite quickly if they take hits from that Purification Nova spell. So we'll have to see how well NeNuXo can handle that, or it's possible that Walnut doesn't even go for disruptors. He could do other things like Colossus, or go for Skytoss, or things like that. So we'll have to see what's in store from our Protoss player in the bottom left here. I think I'm going to go ahead and put $10 right now on the fact that he's going to open up Adepts. If anybody's willing to take that bet, go ahead and hit me up. You can send me money through PayPal or through Google, just FalconPaladin@gmail.com. If it is Adepts and I win, then you owe me $10. Alright, so yeah, there goes the gateway. Here comes the Cybernetics core. We have the gas already up and running enough for an Adept. As soon as that finishes, no Zealots are coming out of that gateway. It could be a Stalker. I have been proven wrong before. It has been a Stalker before, but not a lot of the time. A spawning pool on the way and a gas for NeNuXo, so fairly standard opening against PvZ. You'll notice he did go hatch first, which is fairly safe. Just because not a lot of Protoss players are trying to cannon out. If there were cannons back here, they could easily kill this base. And again, it looks like NeNuXo is not even really paying attention to what's going on. You could sneak a probe up along this edge here and get down here to throw up some cannons behind that mineral line, and nobody would be the wiser. But immediate Queen popping on out there, and a Queen, I think, as soon as this one finishes. Indeed, it's a good timing there from NeNuXo back at the Protoss base. It is an Adept being chrono boosted right out of there. Overlord scouts in to see exactly what's going on. He will see nothing for a while because all the tech buildings are down here, which is an interesting choice there from Walnut. But yeah, Overlord coming in anyway, right up the front door. He will die to a Stalker, but there's not one on the field yet. So quick Robo facility, look at that. 2.5 minutes into the game, Walnut going for that Robo. I like it. Third hatchery coming up for NeNuXo as well. He knows what's up. He needs to keep up on that macro to keep up with the Protoss player. Second Queen pops, immediate inject. Now I believe this is on the latest patch. Walnut sent me these replays very, very recently. And so I want to say this is on the very latest patch of Legacy of the Void. I know most of the previous replays you've been watching have not been on that latest patch, but the difference is basically that Adepts have less hit points than they did originally in the previous patch. And they have a shield upgrade available at the Twilight Council that gives them more shields but also increases their attack speed. So it's kind of a trade-off that way. The Zerg has the ability to do multiple injects on their hatchery. So for example, if your Queen here has more than 25 energy there, say she has 200, she's been doing a poor job injecting. Before, it just meant, well, I guess I'm making creep tumors, I can't really keep up after that. But what you can do now, in this latest patch, is do multiple injects on this hatchery. Inject, 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 inject. And then it will automatically spawn larvae perfectly on time for as long as that energy remains. So it's kind of like where the Terran player, if they haven't been calling down mules, can call down a bunch at the same time. Or the Protoss player in previous patches could call down a multiple chrono boosts on a lot of different buildings at the same time. Now Zergs have that same ability. Inject Queen, you can do it. Come on. Yeah, there it is. I like that inject action. You too. Yes. And, oh, there's not a Queen here yet. I like bossing Queens around. Alright, so Overlord scouted in, took some shots from something. Oh, looks like a Stalker there. Overlord run. Oh, it's out of range. Good job, Overlord. So what did we scout here as the Zerg player? Saw the Robo, saw the gateways, saw the expansion. Alright, that's pretty much all the Zerg player really needs to know right now. NeNuXo is aware of the tech choice. It is a Robo. Clearly an Observer came out of there first, but is that another Observer? Units tab, Observer already on the field. So going double Observer to open this up. Warp Prism harass at the same time. Double Adept inside that Warp Prism. We're going to follow it up around to the second base of the Zerg and drop. Oh, cancels the lair as soon as the Adepts come in. Actually took some shots off on his own drone. I'm not sure what that was, but the Adepts are chasing away. They are actually dying a little bit faster with this patch. but still able to kill larva and get back into that warp prism, no problem. Look, whoa! Whoa! When did NeNuXo have 100 queens? I did not notice that. 7 queens available to NeNuXo right now. Inject all of these hatcheries. Had better being inject like 100 times right now. Look at this. Double inject being used there. I'm not sure if we can tell here on the interface if it's got double injects on it, but ooh, look at that. A third inject. I was going to say something. Never mind. Trying to drop in here again. There are 2 queens, though. That's enough to chase away that warp prison. There's also a spore crawler on the way here. Indeed, it is a spine crawler. And another spine crawler. Not worried about killing the warp prism. Really, really worried about killing that those adepts, though, apparently. Observer comes in, sees not much of anything. Oh, does catch the Hydralisk timing. And the Roach Warren. So it is going to be Roach Hydra here for our Zerg player. And the answer to that has generally been either Storm or Disruptors. And produced out of the Robo facility right now is an Immortal. Immortal's okay, not the best. If there are a lot of Hydras in the composition, their DPS is just super high. Immortals do not do extra damage to those Hydralisks, and so they can kind of sit back and snipe away at those Immortals forever and ever. Amen. But we'll have to see. Ah, there it is. The Robo Bay is coming up. That will be enough to get either Colossus or Disruptors here. If you haven't seen Disruptors yet, you're in for a treat, but I feel like most of the people watching this video probably have. This queen count, is it still at 7? It's still at 7. So a 7 queen opening here from NeNuXo. I don't know. I kind of like it. I mean, queens can take a lot of damage from those adepts. They do have armor. They're not considered light units. Adepts only hit them for 10. Let's see if there's anything that's been changed here. Yeah, 60 shield, 80 health. Definitely been knocked down there. Psionic transfer is still a thing. Glaive cannon 10 and 23. So nothing much has changed here for the adept except for that lower hit point total and the ability to increase the attack speed with the Twilight Council, which is there a Twilight Council on the way? There is down here. We'll see what happens with that. Double Warp Prism. Just kidding. That is a Phoenix. Single Warp Prism. Special Tactics coming up here from Walnut. Warping in some Zealots to actually try to take down this hatchery, and I think they're going to be able to get it. 2 Zealots is a lot of DPS, surprisingly. And what's going to kill this? Roaches, it looks like. Where did my sound go? Why is that not making any sound? That's weird. They silently kill the debris and then run down to try to kill these Zealots that are wailing away at this hatchery. And the Roaches get a pretty good concave on these guys. One shot. Okay, there we go. That was odd. I don't know what that was all about. And dropping back here as well. Adepts going after these workers, getting an errant shot off on that extractor. Queens, shot. Slowly working down the DPS. Working down the health on these Adepts. Actually getting some of them fairly low. But picking up and backing out a Stalker, Adept, Sentry, Immortal attack coming right up here as well with the Mothership Core, just in case they need to recall this and get away on home. You know what? I don't hear any music at all. Do you hear any music? Sound of music. No? Continuous music? Still don't hear any music. This is bugged maybe. I don't know. Creep tumors are getting exploded. The Roaches are at the top of the ramp. They're ready, but there aren't that many of them. The bulk of them are back here with their Ravager friends. And is that enough to make our friend Walnut back out? I don't know if he wants to go up that ramp with that many Ravagers. And there is a Disruptor here, so that's okay. Disruptors are in production. Also getting that Resonating Pulse upgrade. Or Resonating Glaives, rather. Increases the attack speed of Adepts by 45. Oh, okay. So that actually doesn't give them additional shield. Whoop! Disruptor shot. Does get 3 kills, so not the best I've ever seen, but still pretty darn good. Wanting revenge, and NeNuXo comes right on in. Force field looking pretty good as well. Corrosive Bile on top of a lot of these units, and the Mothership Core does get them out of there. A few units die, but it was enough to make them run. NeNuXo looking pretty darn powerful. Pretty big Roach Ravager composition here. 182 to 112 total supply. Walnut needs to get some Disruptor shots here, or he is in a lot of trouble. Warp Prism dropping more Adepts back at this 4th base. Roaches and Queens are here, though. The Adepts don't want to stand in here. Just take this. Nope, get picked up at the last second, and Walnut does run away with that Warp Prism. Observer. Running on back home. There's an Overseer here with the army as well. Nothing can really shoot up except for Corrosive Bile. This 4th base is trying to be planted by Walnut. I'm not quite sure that's going to work out for him, though, because there's a lot of Roaches and Ravagers here. Their upgrades are at +1/+1. +2 missile attack is definitely on the way. More Roaches and Spine Crawlers as well. I think there's probably enough to force the cancel here for NeNuXo. And look at that. The attack sound is broken. I don't know what's going on here. Either way, might try to push up that ramp. Might not. I don't know where the Disruptor is. Actually picking up that observer. The disruptors coming from the back end there. Guardian shield being popped up as well. Here come the purification Nova shots, and oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, those were huge. 8 kills, 7 kills. Corrosive bile being thrown down at the same time. Roach's Ravagers trying to stand in there, trying to squeeze through that little gap in the force fields to get on home. There's the queen here as well. She's kind of trying to hold her own, but it gets exploded at the same time. She can't really run away. She's way too slow. More roaches coming on in here. Again, trying to stand in, kill adepts in the front line. Adepts are not quite as tanky as they used to be. They are falling, moving forward, stutter stepping forward. Corrosive bile takes out an immortal. Excellent pickup there, but here comes the purification Nova. More and more Ravagers have died as well. Oh man. All right, this is crazy. Options 3. Maybe music's messing me up. Warp Prism running away, hoping the Corrosive bile doesn't show up on it. More and more roaches are here though. +2, not quite there yet. Corrosive bile doing a lot better than I expected. Oh, warping in units also don't take twice as much damage as they normally do here. So there's the recall. Walnut again getting out, leaving a few stalkers to a fate worse than death, getting acid salivaed right in the face, and they all end up completely dead as well. Getting that Warp Prism might be nice, but are there any Ravagers? There's one. The rest of the Ravagers have all died to the ravages of disruptors. 11 kills on that one, 7 on the other one. Pushing up, really pushing the advantage here as NeNuXo. He doesn't want Walnut to get this 4th base. Pretty good split on the roaches as well. Coming in once more, another split. Yeah, a couple of roaches die. Not the best explosion I've ever seen. Purification, he takes out some more roaches. Corrosive bile landing on a lot of stuff. Is it going to get the mothership core? That would be nice. No more photon overcharges, and the pylon does get killed. NeNuXo not really caring what is hitting him. He wants to stand in here and kill this entire Protoss army. Zealots being warped in, adepts as well, and the front lines are getting melted against the face of these roaches and these Ravagers. The mothership core wailing away from above, but that's not enough. Photon overcharge from 2 pylons going left and going right, and just again, it's a very close battle. I feel like the Zerg player has the advantage here. Continuing back home to produce roaches, 17 roaches in production, and yes, Walnut is able to push this back. The Overseer wishing it doesn't get hit, and it does not. Able to push back there as well, but another base on the way for NeNuXo. We do have a Warp Prism for Walnut. Checking things out up there. Scouting with Overlords, making sure Walnut's not taking a base up in this area or in this area. Pooping creep, just to make entirely sure. Just sticking on this Roach Ravager composition. There's really not much that can shoot up except for the Corrosive bile attack. So has that been changed at all? I don't think it has. 60 damage to all units in the area upon impact, and there's that indicator on the ground showing exactly where it's going to hit. So coming in again, trying to deny this 4th base. Corrosive bile whiffing, good dodge there by Walnut. And yes, forcing the cancel on the Nexus again, pushing right on in. Forced to go back up the ramp here is Walnut. I don't think NeNuXo wants to finish, he does not. But again, forcing a cancel there is pretty much the goal. He is up 82 to 67 total harvesters, 198 to 132 supply, +2 missile attack has completed, +2 carapace on the way as well. There's the Templar Archives. Really, Storm would be nice in this particular situation. Disruptor shots again. Where are the other disruptors? Did they? I really don't even know. A Purification Nova, Corrosive bile, whiff, 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 whiff. So many whiffs. Big drop here with Zealots, though, right in top of the main. Going after Spine Crawlers, taking down Evolution Chambers as best they can. The army for NeNuXo not quite sure what to do. Should they go back home? There's no answer. Going after the Hydralisk Den. No Hydras have been produced. So I'm not sure if that is your target, but there it is, forcing the cancel. Excuse me, forcing the cancel on that Carapace upgrade. Evolution Chamber under fire, but roaches are showing up. Broodling's actually doing a great job doing some damage as well to these Protoss units. Queens, I don't know where all those queens were, but going up right up this ramp. Again, a Purification Nova shot hits big time, but there are still a lot of roaches, a lot of Ravagers here. That Disruptor in the wrong place at the wrong time does get a shot off, though. 7 kills on that one. Zealots on top of everything. Photon overcharge. Archons in the front. Corrosive bile being thrown down, weakening the Protoss army, but not killing much of anything. Zealot versus Roach. Roach wins that one. A single kill on that guy. Still attacks happening here at the main base, but pretty much cleaned up at this point. And yeah, a bit of a slow point here. Just a bit of a breather. We are getting a hive here from NeNuXo. NeNuXo again continuing to go with this Roach production. 40 roaches are in production, +2/+1 roaches. They're not able to get that +2 Carapace upgrade because that Evolution Chamber was killed. Walnut pushing his advantage, coming right on up, getting a Spine Crawler immediately. Going after these Queens, The Roaches are kind of trickling in 5 by 5. Oh, they spawn at just about the wrong time. I think the hatchery does end up falling. The Purification Nova does not happen. The Disruptor dies first. Immortal at the front lines under attack by Roaches and does get the kill. Purification Nova whiffing, not getting much of anything right there. Pretty good split there by NeNuXo. Getting right on top, trying to kill Disruptors, but taking damage from the Stalkers and the Immortals, instead running on back home there. Trying to kill an Archon at the front lines. They do get one Archon. The other one as well is under fire. Immortal in the back having a great day. This is where the Immortal wants to be. 44 total kills, though, there in all. Disruptor Purification Nova does have a 21-second cooldown, so it is quite a while in real time in a big battle. So after a couple of Purification Novas, just know you can go in and attack without having to worry about it from those same... Again, from those same disruptors. If there are other disruptors that have showed up you're not aware of, you could still get caught by surprise in that particular situation. That is some good water. Big old Roach Ravager running around. No upgrades. Again, Protoss players or Zerg players, you cannot forget your upgrades. It just hurts so much when the Protoss is still hanging on, has +3 attack, +3 armor on all of these ground units, and you only have +2, +1. It makes a big difference in your battles. Nexus here for Walnut. This one's pretty well established. I feel like NeNuXo could still kill it if he gets in here fast enough. The army has responded, though, for Walnut, splitting up some units here, trying to take that down. Corrosive Biles whiffing, Purification Nova hitting a couple things there, but not really super effective. Double Photon Overcharge, getting one with Corrosive Bile. The pylon does go down. Zealots at the front, trying to take out the... trying to take out some Ravagers. Archons at the front taking hits from the Roaches and the Ravagers as well. That pylon is still alive, and Photon Overcharging again before it explodes, unfortunately for Walnut. It is a back and forth battle here. I really don't know who's going to win this. Stalkers are falling. NeNuXo looks like he might have the upper hand. Another Purification Nova coming on up. Whiffs, good backup from NeNuXo. Once again, looks like he is learning, ladies and gentlemen. Archon in the front trying to stay alive with 2 kills. Going after those Roaches, but no, ends up dead as well. Purification Nova, not really much of a factor here. Does get the Nexus. The Nexus falls for Walnut. He's stuck on 3 bases. So much Corrosive Bile. Doing a great job actually killing sentries, which is huge. And Stalkers as well take a bunch of damage from it. Backing out, getting that +3 missile attack. There we go. That's the upgrade I was talking about that NeNuXo definitely needs here. +3/+3 would be amazing as well. Again, more Zealots pop out going after the spawning pool. That's enough Roaches to clean them up quite quickly as well. Warp Prism here needs to be removed by this Queen, if the Queen can shake it. Queen has +2 upgrades, does enough damage to air, 11 damage with its spines to scare away the Warp Prism. Kind of sending out Overlords to see exactly where that Warp Prism is. That's been harassing for the entire game so far, it feels like, for Walnut. But here we are at the 17-minute and 30-second mark. At this point, it still feels like it's the NeNuXo's game. Walnut is down 111 to 197 supply. This is a lot of Roaches and a lot of Ravagers. Bases have fallen for Walnut, it seems like, pretty consistently here. And one hatchery did die for NeNuXo, but there are just so many other bases available for him right now. The Roach Ravager, though, I just don't know if it's the right composition to make this work. And Purification Nova might happen depending on how much NeNuXo commits here. He's kind of dancing right now. Not really willing to get in there and cause too many problems for the Protoss army. These transferring probes are going where? That must be a mistake there by Walnut. I don't know what that was, because they're coming into long distance mine, I guess. There's no Nexus here for them to go to. And all the Roaches and Ravagers are just waiting for them to come back so they can eat them alive or spit stuff on them so they die. I guess it's not the same thing as eating them, is it? The answer is no. No, it is not. Pushing on in again, Roaches, Ravagers, taking a Storm, though. Walnut does have Storm, though. That could help quite a bit. Another Storm, bit of a whiff. Dodging back and forth. Purification Nova. Oh, I don't think that got any kills there. Another one. Oh, right in the middle of this group. So many dead Ravagers. Another double Storm. Huge Storms. More and more storms coming in from Walnut. The Stalkers and the Immortal trying to stand in and kill what they can. The Immortal with 20 kills now, right in the front, taking a lot of direct damage. It finally ends up dead. All of these Stalkers in that entire army getting melted by the Ravagers. Zealots trying to walk in here are just getting killed as well. Taking out a few Ravagers with them. They are willing to die for ire. And they are, but look at them cleaning up this army. All the Ravagers are now dead. Well, Walnut standing in here pretty darn well, if I do say so myself. Is that still a long distance mine there from Walnut? It looks like it is. Zealots with charge on top of these Roaches that are just coming across the map consistently, here from the NeNuXo. I feel like a big swell here with that +3 attack. Just massive. +2 Carapace on the way as well. Zealot's no match for this. Stalker is trying to blink away, but the Roach is doing a good job microing, getting on top of them even when they blink, and that's it! Walnut is defeated. NeNuXo's victorious, and Walnut has left the game. So, woo! Pretty crazy back and forth ZVP there on Orbital Shipyard. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, if I had to say what I felt like this game came down to, I just think it was the inability of Walnut to get much pressure on the Zerg player. He got in there, and he did kill that one base on that one push. He did do some warp-ins with Zealots, a little bit of adept harass, but that early Queen production by NeNuXo, I think really helped. If we're going to be honest, I just feel like the Queens shut down the adepts pretty well, kept the warp prisms out of the way, and Walnut didn't do much pressure after that. Maybe worried about the Queens, maybe too worried about teching up, but in the end, it was just pretty much Roach, Ravager, no Hydra required for NeNuXo. He made it work. Disruptors killed so many units. Let's see, 148 Roaches died, 74 Ravagers. Meanwhile, 55 Stalkers, 27 Adepts, 56 Zealots, 3 Immortals, 7 Disruptors on the side of the Protoss here. So, thanks so much for watching today. This has been FalconPaladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.